Hey YouTubers, it's RC Mike. Here we have a box highly anticipated from Axial, and I'm hoping it's the right thing that everybody's been waiting for. It is the Axial SCX10II Unibog edition. So we're going to open this thing up and take a look at what is actually in the box and get a better look at all the parts and pieces to this thing. We'll get rid of this thing. So anyway, definitely a highly anticipated body, a very cool Unimog style. I think they did a real good job kind of making it look like a trail rig rather than just a utility type of vehicle. But anyway, we're going to pull this thing out of here and just take a look at the parts and pieces. We're not going to look at this box too much, but you can kind of see they got your standard artwork on the box and everything. But anyway, we want to see what's in here. So we're going to dump this out real quick and show you what we got in here. So in Axial fashion, it is a kit, so you end up with a box full of parts that you're going to have to put all together. So first thing out of the box was kind of interesting. Oh, this is an interesting thing that most of the manufacturers do. Sometimes after they get the car out, they'll do changes, and what they'll give you is an addendum, which is basically a change to the instructions. So in any case, there's several different steps. Step 30, 31, 32, looks like 37, 38, and maybe step 39, yeah, that possibly may be changed from your original instruction manual. So you want to pay attention to that when you build this kit, because it may, I don't know what exactly is different, but the screw sizes or parts orientation or numbers may be off, and I suspect it may have something to do with this transfer case piece. But anyway, so that's something to kind of take a look at right away. It was right on top of the box, so you want to kind of keep that in mind when you're putting this together. So moving on to the body, super cool body, fairly large, Unimog, little bed, definitely a neat little cab, neat little interior piece, little guy. You cut that out, put that inside here. Very, very cool. Also looks like we've got some this looks like the side and the fenders on the outside, fuel tanks you'll have to cut out. So the body's in multiple pieces, which is kind of interesting, but definitely cool. They give you 5 tires, and so you can have one for a spare. Definitely a soft compound, not as soft as, you know, your comp crawler tires out there, but I'm going to try to run them until I can find something else that maybe works better. Just like Axial's been doing. That's interesting. Huh. I'll be darned. This is very interesting. Here are the 5 rims. They've got, they're plastic, and they're, you know, a Unimog style looking rim, but it's a beadlock rim. So very glad to see that in an Axial. Years ago, you know, everybody that's done this before knew that Axial put beadlocks in all their kits, and they got away from that a while back. But this is interesting. It's a plastic beadlock, but in all honesty, I'd rather take a plastic beadlock than a plastic glue-on tire any day. So that's very interesting. Very nice to see. And then we've got Oh, this is different too. They've got a screw bag stapled to your parts bag with the body. We're just going to dump all this out so you can kind of see it all. Really robust body frame. It's all plastic, but really nice molding, and it should come out really good looking. Wheel and detail pieces, windshield wipers, and some other steering wheels and other scale detail pieces, which is kind of neat. And then of course more roll cage stuff that's that you'll have to all put together. Another thing that's a nice little detail piece, which I kind of want to look at, is the grill on this UMG has a neat little plastic grill that you put on the body. We're going to take a look at that in a second. So there's the skid plates and your receiver tray and all that. So anyway, here's the grill on the front of the car, and it will go onto the front of this thing, give you some more actual detail that most Axial bodies don't have. But that's pretty neat there. And then of course all your regular parts and pieces, suspension mounts and frame rails, and they give you a couple different skid plates, which is interesting. Okay, so this skid plate here is for the SCX10II with the 2-speed transmission. This one is if you wanted to use the single-speed transmission. So that's kind of nice if you wanted to pick which tranny you wanted to use. The kit comes with both skid plates or transmission mounts. And of course this is just more transmission parts. This kit does come with the 2-speed transmission, which is really nice if you want to run a 2-speed. If you're not going to run the 2-speed, well, some guys don't like to run the 2-speed. I like having a 2-speed transmission when you can get it to work. They tend to be a little bit more of a challenge to get them to run right. But anyway, there's your 2-speed transmission in this kit. So for me, I like that. I know everybody won't, but moving on, we got the links are the larger links on the regular SCX10II kit has, so that's nice. A lot nicer links than the ready to runs have. The axles, that was another thing I was interested in. The original SCX10II has a multi-piece axle. It looks like this car has a single piece front axle. So these hubs these C hubs were detached, and this was a separate piece on the original SCX10II. Kind of interesting they did this, probably simplicity of building it and less parts, but the issue is if you break this C-hub here, you have to replace the whole axle. So that's kind of an issue, but if you're careful, I guess, you won't break these. But in any event, that's what they changed. So this does have the single piece front axle is what is basically what you want to see here. But and of course the single piece rear axle, and then you've got your knuckles, plastic knuckles on the ends of the front, and suspension parts and link ends, all that stuff, and then of course your diff housings, and then the other piece that's really nice to see with this kit is you're going to get the universal front drive shafts in this kit, which is this piece here, and this is substantially better than the dog bone and cup setup that a lot of the ready to runs come with. So this piece alone is really nice to have in the kit. So that's really nice. But and then of course you got your gears and lockers in here, and then and then a full set of bearings, which is really nice to have in a kit. So anyway, that's pretty much the kit in a nutshell. And of course, you got your chassis rails. Again, these are specific to the SCX10II. The molding is pretty much the same. It's just the whole locations are different than the original SCX10. So you could use either or in a pinch, but if you want to build it, you want to get the right ones if you were doing something different. But anyway, it's basically the same thing as all the rest of them. And then of course your manual. We're going to take a look at the decals here pretty real quick. And so the decals are neat. Gives you some kind of safety looking stripes, and then some kind of wood veneer panel pieces in there. Real nice looking decals. So they give you some different options. You got some wood grain there and some, diamond plate there. So it's kind of neat to have a few different options. And then of course some masking for the windows on your cab, and then some trim for the cab windows, and some numbers, and just some miscellaneous other stickers, and then some interior detail stickers too. So, and then of course they gave you some little mirror stickers also. Looking at the manual, I suspect it's going to be pretty similar to all the other ones. So basically, those of you that are new to kits, you can pretty much just, follow this step by step, and it's fairly easy to, put the thing together one step at a time. So pretty much anybody can put one of these cars together. It's really a detailed assembly instruction to get these things together, and it pretty much anybody could do it. So that's your instruction booklet. It probably, everybody's going to take a different amount of time putting this thing together, and then of course you're going to need a radio and a servo, and a speed control, and paint, and this isn't something that you're going to throw together in 20 minutes. But in any event, that is the new Axial Unimog in a nutshell, in an unboxing. Oh, this is kind of interesting too. They give you some different hats and face pieces, and there's little cowboy hats, so you can kind of do the model up how you want. Something that also is neat to the SCX10II is it has a winch mount for a servo winch in the chassis, and of course this bumper is already pre-drilled and cut out for like a fair lead or something. So that's kind of a neat detail, that if you wanted to put a winch on this vehicle, it's ready to go. And just for fun, we'll take a look at these shocks too. They do give you aluminum body shocks, which are kind of nice versus the plastic, and it looks like nitrate covered or coated, looks like nitrate coated shock shafts, which are a little bit nicer than the stock ones. We're going to put the thing together and then go over the electronics package that we're going to put in, but pretty much showed everything, huh?
You thought it was ready to run.
I didn't want to say that. So anyway, that is the Axial SCX10II Unimog edition of the new car that's out. So we'll get it together and give you some updates, and we'll see you next time.